We're going to be brutally honest to make them better.
Think of a reality TV cooking show and you think, you guessed it, MasterChef. Thanks to Chef Gordon Ramsay's satirical wit, the catty comments from competitors, the oh-so-delicious gourmet dishes, and, of course, the drama. What makes MasterChef such a coveted title isn't a mystery to this season's contestants. But before anyone gets to the top, they've got to ride through the downs of the worst dishes. Ready to find out which ones made it to Season 8's Top 10 MasterChef Worst Dishes?
I'm ready. Let's do it right now, right here.
Difficult to look at pancakes.
Oh, I can't look.
Episode 3 officially begins the MasterChef saga. It's the first episode right after the auditions. What better way to begin the terror than a mystery box challenge? With the top 20 rightfully earning their spot in the kitchen, they began by receiving a brown grocery bag filled with 12 of the most common grocery items. With these items, they must create a dish within an hour.
You have 1 hour.
Inside the grocery bags were broccoli, carrots, bananas, chicken breast, ground beef, potatoes, canned tomatoes, white cheddar cheese, green apples, and chocolate. Common items home cooks buy on a regular basis. Episode 3 saw the bottom 3 chefs cook with the same ingredients or improve on what they made. Mark's dish unfortunately didn't quite hit the mark. His chocolate chip pancake with baked eggs, bacon, and cilantro failed to impress Gordon Ramsay.
Not good.
Dry, gray, scrambled eggs.
What I want is a really nice, rich, creamy scrambled egg.
The Mystery Box Challenge dared home chefs to cook a dish featuring various types of shellfish. But of course, not everyone hit the mark.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Only one was spared from this challenge. The rest had to take the dreaded elimination test. To eliminate one home cook, the remaining contestants had to prepare a scrambled egg dish.
Scrambled egg is much sexier, Jimmy.
But this wasn't your ordinary scrambled eggs. Everyone had to do it Gordon Ramsay style. Chef Gordon's scrambled eggs are incredibly light scrambled eggs served with toast, roasted vine tomatoes, and grilled mushrooms. Gordon's scrambled eggs is, of course, MasterChef perfection. It requires extreme technical discipline and precise timing. A simple dish, eh? Were the home cooks up for the challenge? With just 15 minutes on the clock, everyone began to work at a frantic pace. The secret was in the timing. You don't cook your eggs right away. You wait until the last 5 minutes. Unfortunately for Heather, her eggs had too much pepper. It was so bad it made Chef Christina Tosi gag and cough. Her eggs were also too gray from too much of the black pepper.
Waiter, there is too much pepper on my paprikash.
Jennifer's fish and chips.
The most amazing fish and chips, which is my go-to comfort food.
What's the most important meal of the day? You guessed it. Breakfast. If you're big on breakfast, you've got to watch this episode. The first test was a team challenge where everyone was expected to make 5 MasterChef-worthy dishes in just 60 minutes. The high-end breakfast challenge gave the home cooks a taste of the biggest MasterChef dramas. Organizing chaos is part of being a professional chef. Chaos drives chaos. But for others, chaos is also a chance to shine. But just when we thought the blue team earned immunity, the blue team was left to clear both kitchens and go through the anxiety-inducing elimination challenge. Yashika had the option to save herself or save 6. She chose to save 6. With her and just Jennifer, the elimination pressure was on. The challenge was to recreate Gordon's British fish and chips in 45 minutes. Fish and chips is an English classic.
Fish and chips.
But between Yashika and Jennifer, who was the better copycat?
Yashika, that is beautiful.
Jennifer, on the other hand, her dish was amazing. The flavor on point. Her chips were divine. Even her mashed potatoes and tartar sauce deserved her own name. But the star of the show, the fish, did her in. It was too big and the batter was overpowering. Sorry, Jennifer.
Better luck next time.
Confused hanger steak dish.
I'm confused.
In episode 8, we see a dish being created involving different parts of a cow. Within 60 minutes, the home cooks would cook either cheeks, testicles, milk, fillet, flank steak, among, other parts. Pun intended. Winner Mike Newton won the top prize for his herb-crusted porterhouse with red onion chipotle marmalade, braised greens, and mashed potatoes. It was a cowboy dinner, a comment from the great Chef Ramsay. For winning this challenge, Mike got to stay on the balcony while the rest had to do the elimination challenge. In today's episode, the elimination challenge was to cook hanger steak. It's a prize cut. But cook it the wrong way and it becomes inedible. Who took the prize for worst dish? Let's see. Hanger steak isn't exactly easy to cook. Even Chef Ramsay said so. But Nico wasn't having it. With his confidence brimming, he was beginning to get on Chef Gordon's nerves. Nico didn't get off to a good start. Chef Christina Tosi was more than a tad confused. His dish looked like a sausage patty with hash browns. When Nico was still in denial, Chef Ramsay had this to say.
Unfortunately, your time is done in MasterChef. Please put your apron on your bench.
Reba's coconut shrimp.
I love shrimp. I'm a shrimp eater.
Season 7's champ was the guest chef for this episode. Sean O'Neill provided the mystery box of ingredients. Inside the box were some of his favorite ingredients: pears, parsnips, butternut squash, venison, tenderloin. 60 minutes on the clock and everyone got serious in a heartbeat. Who made it to the top? Kate. Her spice-rubbed venison with celery root puree, shallots, carrots, and a blackberry sauce won the top prize for this challenge.
First prize!
This earned Kate the edge of assigning dishes for the elimination test. The twist was she could choose which chefs would cook a sweet dish and which ones would do a savory dish. But before that, what could possibly be the ingredient that would send a chef home? Everyone had to make an incredible dish starring coconut. Unfortunately for Reba, her coconut shrimp with asparagus and coconut sauce didn't sit well with the judges. It looked awful to Chef Gordon Ramsay. The shrimp was overcooked and rubbery, the breading was falling off, and the sauce was sweet. Reba had an inkling that her apron was in danger, and her hunches were right.
I'd honest, right from the beginning.
Murky broth and undercooked dumplings.
Have a dumpling.
This episode is signature MasterChef. Remember how technique plays a huge role in every episode? How knife skills and timing are as crucial as the dish itself? Well, this dish weeds out the home cooks from the champion home cooks because tonight's task was...
Your challenge will be to extract the meat from these incredible crawfish.
There are so many ways to get the meat out of the shellfish, but as Gordon would put it, the only way is the MasterChef way. Well, when Chef Ramsay does it, it looks easy, doesn't it? The finished product should look exactly like...
You should end up with something like this.
With Kate, Daniel, Dino, Angelo, Jason, and Yashika as winners, the rest of the home cooks had to go through the pressure test. As if the crawfish wasn't intimidating enough, they had to face this creature again. This time, they had to use crawfish to replicate Gordon's crawfish dumpling in 20 minutes. Everyone did okay, and some were even spot on, except for Jenny's. Jenny wasn't comfortable making broth from the get-go, and it certainly showed in her dish. Her dish was also salty. The murky broth was a result of using too much heat. It was more sauce than broth. The filling was a little off balance. In the end, she had to give up her apron.
Give it up, Parker.
Adam's raw chicken.
This is what you're making? Poached salmonella?
If there's one thing we learned all too well, it's that team challenges in MasterChef can bring out the best or the worst in people. With the contestants down to 10, the heat was on. For the first challenge, everyone got to choose a partner. The task? Make a dish featuring chicken and potatoes in 60 minutes. Kate and Eboni made a delicious seared chicken leg with fondant potatoes, cooked in duck fat, Granny Smith apple puree, crispy pancetta, and honey sauce. Chef Gordon absolutely loved it. Their technique was so spot on, and the idea of cooking their potatoes in duck fat certainly impressed Gordon Ramsay. But you know the drill. Those who failed to impress had to walk through the valley of the pressure test. Who was going home? Let's find out now. The challenge was to replicate Gordon's signature dish.
A stunning poached and then seared chicken supreme.
Intimidating? Yes. Chef Ramsay has been mastering this dish for years. Adam and Caitlin only had 45 minutes. The dish was tricky, but we didn't need to say that. Now did we? It's a matter of timing and technique. What did Chef Ramsay say about Caitlin's chicken?
Chicken's cooked beautifully.
And as for Adam, unfortunately his chicken was...
It's raw in the middle, chef.
And raw chicken is a capital offense in Ramsay's book. Adam was such a strong home cook that Gordon couldn't send him home without saying this.
You do have a future in this industry.
Rough chocolate truffles.
It's chocolate truffle.
Ooh, yummy.
In this episode, the remaining home cooks drove up to Big Bear Lake, where they were split into two teams. Kate headed the red team while Dino captained the blue team. The big challenge for the day was rainbow trout. Each team had to prepare different entrees with the fresh rainbow trout as the star of the show. And if you noticed, there was no MasterChef kitchen set up anywhere. Once finished, Gordon added a twist. The judges were to taste only one of the dishes and the team had to choose their best. The red team won this challenge, which meant the blue team had to hurdle the pressure test. This episode's game changer?
Chocolate truffles.
Chocolate truffles are rich, sweet, and decadent. It's heaven in a little piece of chocolate. What's not to like? The test was to recreate Chef Christina's truffles. 3 of each type. Truffles are the most technically demanding chocolates known to pastry chefs. It calls for impeccable timing and perfect execution. With everyone ready for the kill, who do you think did Chef Tosi's truffles justice? Everyone seemed to be walking on broken glass. In the end, it had to be Daniel. Even if his flavor was perfect, Daniel's ganache wasn't smooth enough. At this point, everything was about the details, and the judges just weren't having it.
Details.
Raw salmon.
Yeah, it's raw.
Grandpa!
Fresh from the last episode's emotional turnout, the 6 finalists were all smiles as they entered the MasterChef kitchen. They knew the drill and were ready to fight tooth and nail for the coveted MasterChef title. The mystery box contained letters from home. Each contestant received letters from their loved ones. By this time, the home cooks had been away from their loved ones for months. Tonight, there were no ingredients, just messages from loved ones. Each of them had to make an extraordinary dish inspired by these people. They were given just 5 minutes to shop in the MasterChef pantry. The winner was Kate, with her chocolate and chili rubbed venison loin with chestnut puree. The rest now had to go through the elimination challenge. The twist was Kate could assign different time limits to each contestant. This game could easily eliminate any good home cook. Yashika, who had 40 minutes on the clock, made sweet and hot salmon with braised Swiss chard, Tuscan white beans, and citrus cream sauce.
And it looks disgusting.
Say what? Chef Gordon was disgusted? Her dish looked like it was prepared in 10 minutes. Ooh, this was the real Gordon Ramsay now. At this stage in the competition, the judges expected so much from the home cooks. Jeff, who only had 20 minutes, made Mediterranean salmon with cheese tomato relish and fruit cucumber gratin. But his salmon was raw, and raw is, as we all know, a serious offense. Sadly, both of them needed to go and give up their aprons.
Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Underbaked Soufflé.
Oh no, you're gonna try to make a souffle again, aren't you?
The finale was now just 3 pressure tests away. The end was in sight. The stakes were raised and the title was closer than ever. There definitely was no turning back. One more elimination and the 3 remaining contestants were in the finals. These home cooks had come a long way. Everyone had deserved the title. The question was, who was more deserving? We answered that with 3 skill tests. The first test was baking profiteroles in 45 minutes. This saw Jason advance to the finals. The second test was a 25-minute round to bake a Latin-inspired molten lava cake, won by Eboni. Last but not least was a cheese soufflé. It was a close call. Kate took a gamble with just 3 ramekins. As for
Dino's, there's a little bit higher lift, but the coloring isn't as even.
But one of them had to go home, and it was Kate. It was difficult to see which ones wouldn't make the cut. Splitting hairs, Chef Christina thought that Kate's cheese soufflés were a little bit more sturdy but underbaked in the center. An underbaked soufflé does not make a soufflé. Sorry, Kate.
You tried your best, and you failed miserably.
We hope you liked the video. Are there any of the worst dishes of MasterChef Season 8 that we missed? If you want to see more videos like this, click or tap that subscribe button, and in order to become a trusted Babble Topper, be sure to ding the bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Thanks for watching!